Hello, welcome back to another episode of Pillars of Eternity. So we are here in this old temple that has been abandoned. We tried it at the beginning of the game and failed miserably. I think there was a bunch of rats, if I remember correctly. So we're going to try it again now that we have our extra party member down here. And I seem to be doing a little bit better with combat, at least by a little bit better. I mean, I won a battle last episode. So this guy over here has requested, Weirton is his name, that we find the treasure for him. And so I don't think I'm going to share it with him, but we'll see.
Be discreet.
Okay, rising sun on 3 dawn stars, symbol of Aethys. What stinks is we've been here before, and everything's still kind of blocked out. Okay, so if I remember correctly, there's a little room over here. Oh, spiders, not rats. That's what it was. Okay. Everybody just go attack this thing.
I feel off.
Is he poisoned? Everybody attack this thing. Alright, everybody come back so there's room to attack this thing, maybe? There we go. Okay. I think we're going to turn stealth mode on. I've noticed that seems to be effective. Checked these before. Don't need that. Initiate's note. This parchment is relatively intact, but the ink upon it has faded. You can make out a few patches of carefully tidy script. It looks like visitors cut off, but visitors to the ritual floor. Rectrix Obrica says, Dimshin for even these. Forgot and struck the largest bell first, rather than the second. The rest is illegible. Okay, so we don't need to click the largest bell. Hopefully I can remember this. Let's turn on stealth mode.
Quiet.
Okay. So I remember there's lots of enemies there. Come check out this room. I hear an enemy. Oh jeez. Okay. We've beaten one of these things before. Let's take off stealth mode. Okay. So let's start with you, sir. What do you have? Busting wounds. Cast there. And then you. Yeah. Yeah, do that. And then you. Do we still have the bow? I think we do. It can't be hobbled, so I'll try it on there. And you big guy there. Alright, this may go poorly. Let's see. Okay. Where'd the dude go? Jeez, I almost died really quickly. Am I dead? I don't know what happened. And you, sir. Okay.
How may I help?
Okay, wait, we need to... Why can't I change my guy's stuff here? Okay.
How may I help?
Alright, so we're having success against that one. Okay. Let's do... what is this? Alright, we'll do that there. Sweet. Now let's kill this thing, guys.
Let's have it out!
Come on. There we go. Okay, hey. Might actually be getting the hang of combat here. Okay, this parchment is worn and tattered, and the ink upon it faded. In this time of hardship. Ah. Now what does it say? In this time of hardship, must have just as much faith in ourselves. Okay. Is there nothing else in here? Oh, there's a book. Adra is an inorganic material, crystalline in structure, but shell-like in substance. Oh yeah, we've already seen this. Okay. We'll give him the Adra. Okay, I want everybody. Okay, I am going to save real quick because we want a battle. And that doesn't happen all that often. Everybody come over here, get in formation.
I'll see what I can find.
Alright, stealth mode. So I know I heard spider in here. I think there was lots of spiders in here if I remember correctly. Okay. So we want to wound this guy and do that to him as well. And you can do that to him.
Yes?
There we go. Alright. I can't really see what's going on here. Okay. Who's this? You. I want you to flame there. And see if second wind? No. Kill there, and then you, sir. Okay. Okay, we killed the big one, killed the little one. Sweet. Okay, we're getting a lot better at this. Spider venom sac. You're not carrying hardly anything, guy. We're gonna give that to you.
Indeed.
Okay, let's turn sneak back on. Anything? Okay, let's go check this out. Oh, not by yourself, dude. Everybody come here. Okay. Let's wound him. And you can just attack him. I don't want to waste an attack right now. And bear, attack this guy.
I feel off.
Yeah, you've been poisoned, that's why. Okay, well, I hate how you have to like tell them to attack the second time. Okay.
Margaren's fire casts light in dark places.
Okay, that looks like the main way we're supposed to go, so actually I'm gonna head back over here. To this little room. And by little room, I mean really big, massive room, apparently. Oh man, what are those? Okay. We'll shoot the big one first. User, we're gonna do flaming missiles on the big one. And user the barbs and combination on him. We'll send the bear to the big one. Okay, this is probably gonna go poorly. Let's try this.
How may I?
Oh, that almost killed him. Okay. Everybody attack the little guy. Alright, hey, we're doing okay right now. Not to get cocky. Okay. It's over here. Monsters of Deadfire Archipelago. The archipelago winds its way between the Great Eastern Ocean and the Restless Ocean. Hundreds of small islands in the midst of the water. Few dare brave its treacherous rapids, and fewer still have returned to tell tales of their adventures through it. Travel between the two oceans is virtually impossible. Great storms hammer any ships foolhardy enough to attempt to navigate. This alone should be enough to deter anyone from attempting the voyage, as untold ships have gone down, tossed against the rocks. The weather and treacherous rocks are only a precursor to the actual horror of the archipelago, the terrors of the deep. No one knows how many creatures stalk the oceans, waiting for unsuspecting sailors to drift into their waters, but we do know of some. There's the barbed Ravager, a giant shark that is known to ram passing vessels, trying to knock sailors off the deck and smash a hole in its hull. It has tremendous spines protruding from its sides and back that are presumed to be poisonous. The largest-sided barbed Ravager, with survivors, was estimated to be almost 30 feet long. That's a big shark. The Winding Serpent. Smaller around than the Ravager, but potentially longer, the Winding Serpent attacks in small packs, usually 3 to 8. They have long, sharp heads, somewhat reminiscent of a barracuda. Like the Ravager, they repeatedly slam into the side of the ship, hoping to crack a hole in it or knock someone from the deck. They have also been known to swim to the depths and shoot up out of the ocean, landing on the deck, coiling and winding their way around, snapping up any crew they can before plunging back into the ocean. That's terrifying. The Leviathan. Imagine the largest whale you have ever seen. The Leviathan is at least 10 times that size. By the time a ship sees a Leviathan, it is already too late. As they rise from the depths, the water around them begins to spin and sink, creating a whirlpool. The Leviathan's body surrounds the hapless vessel, preventing escape as it goes down. The enormous mouth opens, pulling all aboard to their watery deaths. The Pulpavir. All the creatures you've read about in this book are nothing compared to the Pulpavir. Barely the size of a man, what they lack in size and strength they make up for in numbers and terrifying viciousness. Their lower halves are massive tentacles, like an octopus or squid, but more enormous. The tentacles are long black whips with suction cups on the underside and small thorny barbs on the top. Their sheer number of tentacles gives them frightening speed when walking on land, pulling themselves forward almost as fast as a running horse. We're going to face one of these eventually, I can predict it. While they vaguely resemble a human from the waist up, any extended examination proves how wrong that assumption is. Long, stringy black hair falls from the top of their heads to cover a face taken directly from a nightmare. A wide, gaping mouth cuts across the bottom of its head from ear to ear, full of wicked, dagger-like teeth. 2 large, round eyes are sunken into its head, black as coal, shining with malevolent fire. A small antenna protrudes from the middle of its forehead, ending in a small nodule that can glow with an eerie blue light. One can imagine a sailor on the deck of a ship at night, looking out across the black water, blood freezing as countless lights appear beneath the surface, rising toward him as the Pulpavir swarm up. Because they seem to be more octopus than man, they can collapse in on themselves, fitting into spaces no person should be able to. The smallest crack in a hull, the slightest separation between boards, offers them entrance. It is not unknown for them to slaughter an entire crew from hold up to deck by infiltrating the ship from underneath. Fortunately, they do not seem to have spread too far outside of the archipelago, but there may come a day when Pulpavir attacks become commonplace. Okay. So I don't want that, but that was interesting. Okay, that sounds interesting. Let's give this to our guy. Potion of Fleet Feet. That, and let's read our next book. Admeth Hadrit Part 2, Rebellion. I don't know if we've read the first part, but here we go. Over the 5 years following his ascension to Greth, Admeth attempted to mend relations with the Glenfathans and bring his land together with theirs. He enacted laws that restricted the taking of new slaves, allowed Glenfathans to buy their fellows out of bondage, and imposed a tax on slave ownership in order to promote the use of free labor. While there was some resistance to these laws, the Fairkonig's attention to Red Saris and Admeth's power, backed by the colonists, made it difficult for the Earls to truly resist what was happening. In 2662 AI, in the year of the 10th anniversary of the War of the Black Trees, Admeth brought about the end of slavery in Deerwood. He negotiated a series of treaties with all Glenfathans, wherein a timeline was established for the official emancipation of all remaining slaves. Each owner would receive compensation in either land or money based on the number of slaves freed. If they didn't comply, the slaves would be seized and their former masters would suffer a substantial fine. In return for this, the Glenfathans opened trade routes with the Deerwood and allowed Deerwoodans to live in and near areas that had their sacred ruins, but they are under no condition to enter the ruins. As a final act of goodwill, Admeth freed Galvin Regg, saying he had suffered sufficiently for his actions. The Fairkonig, seeing he was completely out of control in his own palatinate, devised a plan to get a supply of ancient artifacts running again. He approached the Earls suffering under Admeth's rule and convinced them to hire agents to raid the ruins. Initially, they did so in secret, but they quickly became sloppy, eventually being caught. The breach of the treaties incited Glenfathans again to acts of violence, while Admeth researched who was behind it. With the help of the Glenfathan leaders, Admeth found evidence that pointed back to the Fairkonig as the source of the raids. That was the beginning of the end for their Adieran rule in Deerwood. Over the next 7 years, Admeth and Fairkonig maneuvered around each other, playing political, economic, and military games in order to gain the upper hand. In 2668 AI, Admeth declared that Deerwood had had enough. The Fairkonig could no longer be recognized. The Deerwood was now a free entity and would govern itself. This started the War of Defiance, which lasted 5 years. The end result of the war was freedom for the Deerwood, and though Duke Hadrit would never live to see it come to a close, the people of Deerwood would consider him the founder of the country nevertheless. Okay, so there's a little bit of history of Deerwood. So there's a room over there. Let's... Oh, there's another one. Okay. So... let's wound him. Attack. Attack. I'm worried I'm going to come across something bigger and not have any big attacks left. Oh, there's two here.
I'm here.
These things are not as strong as they look. They look like a werewolf almost. Oh, he's about to go down.
We've lost the angry one.
Okay. Let's do some looting. I don't want the ears. I'm sure they sell for somewhere, but... Okay, I'm going to save real quick because we've done pretty well here. Okay, what does this one have? Ears as well.
The better
Okay.
part of valor.
What's in the rubbish here? Sword, 14 to 20 slash. I'll let this guy pick it up. Okay. What is this? To His Grace, I write to implore. The rest of this letter is crossed out in several places and then abandoned altogether. Okay, so... got a bookshelf. Money. Money in the bookshelf. These prayer scrolls are coated in a thick layer of grime and dust. Okay. Alright, so this room seems fairly narrow. Oh, these are two separate rooms. Okay. What is this? Can you do that?
That's settled.
Okay, he can't do that. Awesome. What's in it? A bow. I don't want that bow. Well, that was a waste of a lockpick. More books. Okay. We have Book of Verses and the Western Stag. Oh, that's weird. It's like glitching out on me. Okay. The Great Western Stag. One day, Aothas was sitting on a wall, watching a cat play in the sun. A crystal hung on a nearby tree and had fragmented a sunbeam and scattered small motes of light on the ground. They danced around the cat, sliding over him as he frantically batted at them. He spun in place, following one as it rushed past him and leaped on it, trying to pin it down. Aothas smiled, amused at the animal's tenacity. The cat landed on a spot, placing his paws over it, only to watch it flit away again. Aethys watched the cat's tail twitch and slap at the ground, annoyed that his prey could not be pinned. "Why must you tease him?" a voice said from behind him, accompanied by the crunch of sandals on gravel. "I merely bring the dawn," Aethys responded. "I don't stoke the hunter's heart. That's your responsibility, isn't it?" "True," said a second voice, "but neither do you quell it. If the hunter could not see his prey, would he still hunt?" "So philosophical, Hylia," Aethys said, and turned to greet the two gods that approached him. "Have you come to debate the parallel between sight and desire?" He gestured to the wall, inviting Hylia and Galawain to join him. They sat in silence, watching the cat who continued to hunt the sun, brutelessly swatting at another mote, and then rolling onto his back. "I have created the ultimate prey," Aethys said finally, breaking the silence. "It can be tracked, it can be followed, it can be seen, but it can never be caught." Galawain laughed lightly. "You don't agree, Galawain?" Aethys asked. "While it's true that your creation is elusive, it can hardly be considered the ultimate prey because it never can be caught." He paused, his brow furrowed in thought. If that mote of light had substance, the hunter could subdue it. Otherwise, it's merely a dream, truly a fruitless endeavor. "All creatures spend their lives chasing fruitless endeavor," said Hylia. "It's the way of mortality." Galawain laughed again. "I could create a creature, a living creature of flesh and blood, that could never be caught. I could make your dream a reality." Now it was Aethys' turn to laugh. You propose turning a fruitless dream into a fruitless reality? How is this any better? A life spent in pursuit of an attainable goal far exceeds any other. "But you just said no one could catch this creature. That is not attainable." Galawain smiled. "Humanity has surprised us before. Indeed, it could surprise us again. I will create a great white stag and will set it free in the world. It will have grace, resilience, and tenacity. It will exist solely to be pursued for all its days, and will never be caught. It will serve to inspire the hunt for generations to come. All those who wish for glory will invoke my name. All those who hear its story will ask for my blessing in finding it." Hylia shook her head and threw Galawain a bemused look. "I do not believe this is possible, so I too make an offer. To the person who catches the stag, and they will catch the stag, I will bestow upon them its grace, resilience, and tenacity. Thrice blessed they will be. They will ask for my blessing on the hunt so they can obtain my boon." Galawain and Hylia took up arguing whose name would be invoked more when the hunt was on. Aethys sighed, a small smile playing at the edges of his mouth. He stood and looked at the sky. The sun had already started to hide itself behind the mountains. The cat, long ago tired of stalking the moats, had fallen asleep beneath the tree. He turned and looked at the other gods, deep in debate, and he sighed again. "I merely bring the dawn," he repeated as he made his way down the path. "It is up to you to see what I reveal." Okay, so there's no door here. Okay, let's come over here.
I'm here.
Everybody come over here. So we're getting a lot of lore about the gods. I guess we're in a temple. Okay, there's another one of those creatures. Okay, sir. Let's wound the whelp. I want you to attack this one with the bear, and you to attack here with me.
I'm here.
Okay. Everybody move forward a little bit more. Okay, so this is like a kitchen of some sort. Vermin have scoured these plates, though mold still grows in green-black clumps across the table.
Nice and quiet.
Okay, we're just going to kind of sneak around everywhere, because I am genuinely concerned. I hear water. Okay. So this must be the dining room that we're coming up into over here. No. Although there is a room over here. What's in here?
See now what the flame has shown us?
Yeah. Okay, trap disarmed. Cool. Garnet. Sweet. How does it go in there?
I'm here.
Okay. We'll go this way first. Alright, so we're going to wound this guy. Everybody attacking.
Yes.
Oh man, that's a lot of them. Okay, alright. Let's see. Cast it there. Where are you, sir? Busting wounds.
How may I help?
Okay. That did a lot of damage there. I want everybody to come back here so we have more room to fight. Alright, there we go. Wow, okay. Hey, we did alright there. Oh. Okay, evil dude appeared again.
Margaren's fire casts light in dark places.
Okay, I want to save before we encounter this guy. I'm sorry, I saved like a ton. I don't want to have to go back and like redo some of these battles we've had. Okay. Can we come talk to you, dude? A spirit haze fills the air, coalescing steadily into a blur of dust and mist. It gathers into an outline of what appears to be a dwarf, a shimmering echo that fades in and out of sight. Spirit. But stronger than sight is the sense within you of a powerful energy. It roils and seethes with a grief that seems to spill into your own thoughts, tainting them until the sorrow is your own. Like a crashing wave, the energy surges toward and into you, and suddenly you are elsewhere. Before you is a brightly lit stone corridor lined with torches and gleaming crystals. You are running, your footsteps echoing off the stone around you. You forget to tie your sandals, and they're slipping from your feet, fouling your steps. You are late again. The rite's going to begin without you. You hear the tolling of a bell, and your spirits lift as you recognize the familiar warped tone of the right hand, representing the first of the dawn stars to appear in the night sky, and last to fade in the dawn light. You pray fiercely that this is the first of the chimes and not the last. The lights fade, as does the memory, and when your eyes clear, the spirit is gone. Huh. Okay, what do we have to inspect in here? I thought that was going to be like a bad guy.
I shall be discreet.
So what's in here? Actually, I want everybody to come over here, not just that one dude. Okay, what's in here? Money. Agate. What's this? A powerful odor of spices rises from one of these dishes. Vibrant dyes and grain seeds fill the others. Okay, so there appears to be nothing here. Alright, so we're going to come back out here. I wonder if we can make camp and rest. Okay. Choose a camping bonus. Yes. Yes. He doesn't get, okay. So we're gonna rest. This is like only the second time I've done this since we started playing the game. But I think this gets us all of our spells and stuff back. Let's see.
Yes?
Yes, it does. Cool. Okay, so I am going to stop here. I feel like we've done really well this episode. This is the best we've done so far in combat. Hopefully this means I'm getting the hang of it. And we'll continue exploring the temple as we continue in the next episode. As always, guys, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate the support. Make sure and hit the like button on the video and subscribe if you haven't already, if you like the videos, because I'm getting in a regular schedule having these released weekly. Anyways, I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.